Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Okay, it sounds a little weird saying that. I'm so sorry. I have been definitely slacking. I think it's been like over 2 weeks since the last time I uploaded a video. Before that I was doing really good and I was uploading constantly, like at least twice a week. But I actually got back in town and I went back to work and stuff, to my civilian job, and things got pretty busy. And then on top of all of that, my body decided that it wanted to get strep throat. So today's actually the first day that I'm feeling a little bit better, but before that I was literally in bed every single day. I felt awful. It hurt to swallow, and this is honestly the third time in the past 6 months getting strep throat. So the doctor was like, okay, we're going to go ahead and get rid of your tonsils. So I have that to look forward to. I don't know, let me know if any of you guys have ever gotten your tonsils out. Like, I feel like that's something they do when you're like a child. I've never heard of an adult getting their tonsils out, but I keep getting strep throat for some really weird reason. Okay, so anyways, let's just get right into this video. Take a deep breath. This is something very kind of scary to talk about. Okay, so let's just get right into this video. I feel like I have tried to record this video 1,000 times and I keep messing up because I am so nervous. Literally my hands are sweating. Like, this is so nerve-wracking. Today's video is a very scary one to record. I guess I'll start off by saying that I always feel that once you let someone into the darkest points of your life, they kind of have one up on you. Like I always say that not everyone deserves to know you. Not everyone deserves to know what you've been through. And although that is true, I feel like I should be, personally, I feel like I should be more open. And if this video can help one or maybe two people that is suffering from anxiety or depression or, you know, something related, that it's obviously worth recording. Also, sorry guys if I keep looking down at my screen. I wrote a list of things that I wanted to talk about, so I want to make sure that I mention everything in this video. So I don't want you guys to think that I'm sitting here complaining about my life, because that's not the case at all. I know that I have a lot to be grateful for, as do every single one of us. We all have something that we are grateful for, but that does not mean that we don't feel human emotions. That doesn't mean that we don't, you know, get to be depressed or anxious or whatever. Anxiety and depression is something that a lot of us battle every single day, and I have always felt in my heart that society brushes off a lot of our feelings and a lot of our emotions, and they say, what do you mean you have social anxiety? You have a lot of friends, that doesn't make sense. Or your life is perfect, what do you mean that you're depressed? Well, I am here to tell you that depression and anxiety are literally neurological chemical imbalances in our brain. I am not going to get too scientific on you guys. I am a psych major, so I have done a lot of research into this. It's pretty much just a chemical imbalance that is caused when you have too much or too little neurotransmitters in our brain, meaning that it's involuntary. So we can't control how we feel. It's like literally a psychological state of mind. Like it goes so much bigger than that, but that's like, you know, a little recap. So ever since I was a kid, I used to have severe mood swings. I would cry at every little thing. I would get angry, I would punch things. I had a severe inability to concentrate in school. I could not concentrate for the life of me. I could not follow directions. Every teacher hated me. I was awful. I remember a teacher actually in elementary school cussed at me because she was so frustrated with me because I would not do what I was supposed to do. I was just all around a bad kid. So my mom started to take me to the doctor and to see therapists, and then I was diagnosed with ADHD. So they all thought that I had ADHD. So I started taking ADHD medicine from a very young age. I was on every single medicine that you can think of. You name it, I've tried it. And let me tell you, ADHD medicine almost killed me. I am not even kidding. I couldn't even function. I don't know if the dosing was off, but I couldn't eat. I couldn't even hold a conversation. I would just sleep all day. So we started to switch medicines every so often, but every doctor would tell us she has to get used to the medicine. And so I would take this medicine and I would feel like this for months at a time. I hated it. I remember my mom would give me the pill and I would immediately go to the bathroom and try to throw it up because I just didn't want to feel like that. I mean, who wants to feel like a zombie? Who wants to feel like they're not, you know, present in the moment? It was awful. I would scream and cry. I didn't want to be on it. And I remember my mom saying, well, just control yourself, don't act like that. So I would try to be normal and I would try to control it, but I couldn't. I was just a mess, and like no one wanted to be around me. And I remember my dad telling me, Angie, if you keep acting like this, you're going to have no one in your life ever. And that kind of scared me. So I tried my hardest to, you know, like fix myself, because I had convinced myself that something was wrong with me, something serious was wrong with me. It never got better, and it felt like I had no control over my feelings, and this is me as a young child, and I was aware of this. So fast forward to a few more years of me being a badass kid and getting in trouble all through high school. I lost all my credits one semester because I didn't want to go to school, and I actually had to go to court and stuff, and I was like on a truancy mediation program, and then I ran away and like I got put on probation, and like I was always in trouble. It was always something, whether I was sneaking out, and you know, I was grounded, and my parents like literally took away everything. My whole family told me that I wasn't going to graduate from high school, and I remember that I had a neighbor at the time, and he came over and he told my parents like she's going to be pregnant or in jail by the time she's 18. And it was just like, it was very continuous. Like I couldn't seem to get it together, and I don't know if one day I had a realization or what changed. Mind you, I come from a really good home. Like, you know, my parents don't have money, but I've always had a roof over my head, nice clothes, everything I needed. I don't know what the turning point in my life was. I remember I applied to McDonald's on my 16th birthday. I had my mom drive me there, and I applied and I got the job right there. And I started making a little bit of money, and I don't know if it was like the money or like the responsibility, or if I was just getting older or what, but like, you know, I started to slowly get it together. I got my own car, I paid my own car payment. I went to summer school to make up the credits that I had missed that semester so I could graduate on time with my class, because that was really important to me. And then I eventually, the end of my senior year, joined the military, and everything kind of changed from then on. Like I always say that I don't know if I would be here if it wasn't for the military, and I mean that. And you know, I don't mean to sound corny or annoying or, you know, whatever, but it literally like made me feel like I had a purpose, like I was bigger than just, you know, the small town that I'm from, or it was bigger than my behaviors or my problems or anything. Like I really feel like it distracted me, and that's what I needed. So I went to boot camp, and everything was fine kind of at this point in my life. You know, it was like filled with happiness, and I graduated boot camp and I was so proud of myself, and you know, came back home for a little bit, and then I moved to Washington DC. And I think a lot of my anxiety started when I moved to DC. I was in a very unhealthy relationship. I don't want to talk about that part of my life too much, just because it's very extremely, sorry, I'm trying to talk, I can't. I don't want to talk about that point in my life, just because I felt really down, and I was young, and I didn't know that I was in an unhealthy relationship because I had never been in a relationship before that. I think it was very unhealthy on both of our parts. I feel like I did things and he did things, and you know, I was 18 and I was away from home and I was just living with this guy, you know, in another city, and it was sorry, it was hard. I have a lot of memories that still make me very anxious, and I feel like I never really got closure and I never really got to talk about some of those things that happened. But I literally suck at relationships now, and it's so hard to get through. And I realized because of the relationship that I was in, all of these other problems seem to stem from that, and I still face it every single day. And you know, I don't want to be like, oh, it was all his fault and he ruined me. I think, like I said before, I think it was just both of us, and being so young, and like that being the only like serious relationship that I have ever been in. You know, that's why it was really hard from then on. Eventually things ended between us day by day. It's a process, honestly, every single day. Some of the things that have helped me is I actually see a counselor now, and she's so awesome, and I have no shame. I hid it that I talked to her for a very long time from everyone, because you know, I was scared of like that rejection and everything. But it's so helpful being able to sit in someone's office a few times a week with absolutely no judgment and no background on your life or anything, and I just vent, you know, whatever it may be that's on my mind. And it has just helped me tremendously. Like, I feel like it has made me, you know, a better person, and I'm more, I can control my emotions better, and I know that when I feel something, like I know the background behind it, I know why I feel that thing. Like, it's so important. I went the counseling route and not the medication route. I was on anxiety medication for a very brief period in my life a few years ago, and I just don't like it. I think because I was on ADHD medicine growing up, like anything that alters my emotions or makes me feel any different than my normal self, like, really scares me. Sorry, I'm like really nasally, but it's because I'm sick still. What has worked for me, honestly, is just counseling, like the gym, staying busy, like distracting myself, and realizing that I am normal, I am okay. I am not, like, my anxiety does not define me. I have such a huge support system, and my family, and you know, everything that I have gone through in my life, like, has really taught me a lesson. Like, I believe that I had to go through every single thing in my life to be the woman that I am now. I am 100% the happiest right now that I have ever been in my life, and it's because, you know, I feel like I went through those things and I learned those lessons, and here I am, and I'm, you know, so strong, and like I'm at the point in my life where I feel like, you know, whatever gets thrown my way, like I can overcome it. And you know, my relationship with God isn't as great as I would like it to be, but it's improving. I'm just grateful that I went through everything. You know, I'm grateful for my unhealthy shit show relationship that I went through. I am you know, grateful that I lost people that I thought would never leave. I'm grateful because I am here and I am alive. So I just want to say that you guys are not alone, and you can talk about it, and you know, talk to me about it. Like, I'll listen, talk to somebody about it, whatever, you know, works for you, whatever makes you happy. Be selfish. This is the time in your life to be selfish. Your anxiety does not define you. I could honestly sit here all day and talk about you know, my experiences and anxiety and, you know, the things that I have faced and stuff, but it would probably be like a 2-3 hour long video, so we're gonna cut this short. I appreciate you guys. If you guys stuck through and watched this whole entire video, it means so much to me. Reach out to me if you need help, or, you know, if you like videos like this, let me know. And make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for more videos. Love you guys.